How many times has something like this happened? You're driving, you're minding your own business, and somebody starts tailgating you. Maybe they're behind you with their bright lights on. Perhaps they want in your lane and they're being aggressive. Maybe they cut you off. Maybe something worse. Pause. What you do from that point forward affects everything. Mickey with CarryTrainer.com. I want to share a story that I just read yesterday. Let's roll right into it.
7 months ago, 17-year-old Caitlin Straight found out she's pregnant with a girl. But on Sunday, an emergency C-section brought the baby into the world after Straight was shot in the head.
The mother didn't even have time to name her own baby.
The Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office says Barry West shot Straight this weekend during a road rage incident on North Hoover Road near Ponchatoula. Straight was in the passenger seat, while her boyfriend, the father of her daughter, was driving. A family friend, Katie, says it's a miracle the baby made it out okay.
She is not even on a ventilator. She is extremely strong and kicking.
The sheriff's office says Straight's family donated her organs after she was taken off life support Tuesday evening. Katie, Straight's family, and many in Ponchatoula are saddened the team will not have the family she envisioned.
This young woman's life was taken at the most beautiful time period in your life when you're preparing to be a mother. This is something that this girl has dreamed about.
Since Sunday, people across Louisiana have raised more than $20,000 to help Straight's family with emergency baby expenses, like clothes, food, and furniture.
This is actually going to change the economic status of this baby's life.
Meanwhile, the sheriff's office is investigating the case, with West now facing a second-degree murder count among other counts.
The individual that, for whatever reason, whether he was hot-headed or whether he felt like he was justified, his life is done. When you sit back and look at this, there are no winners. There's just lesser and greater losers.
Reporting in Ponchatoula, Andres Fuentes, Fox 8, Local First.
Well, that's brutal. A beautiful young lady starting her life out. Now we've got a baby with no mother, a man with no bride, a family without a daughter, friends who have lost somebody that's important to them because of something stupid. I spent the morning doing a little research on people killed in road rage incidents. Check this out.
You're learning more about a Valley father who was killed in a road rage shooting.
12 News journalist Gabriela Vaquera spoke with the victim's family today. She's live in Tempe with more on how they're dealing with this. Gabby?
Omar Kribe, the family of 29-year-old Stephen Bevin, tells me this was a senseless tragedy that did not need to escalate to a shooting. They're seeking justice for him and for his children who were forced to witness it all.
He just loved everybody, especially his kids.
Stephen Bevin was a family man who put his children first. The mother of his sons, who wishes to only be identified by her first name, Vanessa, tells me the boys loved to go everywhere with their dad.
He showed my kids, there's nothing you can't do, and there's always a way to be a better person.
Bevin was driving to pick up a new car part with his 8- and 9-year-old sons last Tuesday when Tempe police say he became engaged in a road rage incident with another driver in a black pickup truck. The road rage incident ended with Bevin getting out of his car and approaching the other driver, identified as Dustin Jackson. Jackson allegedly opened his door and shot Bevin in the chest. Bevin's young sons watched it all from the back seat of the car.
What goes through your mind knowing that your sons had to witness this? They were in the car.
A lot goes through my mind. Sadness, anger, hurt. It shouldn't have happened, especially with kids.
That's disturbing. One phrase typed in the search bar and we saw all of those instances of horrible violence. I'm not pointing blame to anybody in these situations. That's not my job. But here's what I know. If my goal is to get home to my family, if my goal is to keep my kids in the car safe, If my goal is to keep my bride, my girlfriend, my driving companion safe, that's the number one thing. Everything else I do comes secondary. In our training, we begin with this. What's your goal? Is the things I'm doing supporting or taking away from the goal? It's that simple. My number one goal, live a long, full life. My number two goal, do things that support that goal, right? If I'm not alive and well, I can't take care of my family. If I'm not alive and well, I can't enjoy my life, right? That sounds selfish, but it's not. Our existence here is dependent on our existence. I have to be here. If I make choices that end my life or expose the people I love the most to needless violence, I'm not doing it, man. I've got a brother, his name's Tom. I've got 6 wonderful brothers. Tom is involved in the tower climbing business and the safety related to it. In fact, right now he's scouring the country, interviewing people to help bring awareness to some of the safety issues in that business. It's a whole nother discussion, but he often calls me and we talk about some of the accidents that happen. Horrible things, good men out trying to keep the telecommunications systems up and running. And every one of them, as you read the story, hear the story, as he interviews the people involved in these stories, and these are people falling sometimes hundreds of feet, right? So there's not good outcomes from these stories. Almost without fail, there is a point where you can say, geez, if that didn't happen, everything could have been okay. And it's usually something really simple. Tying the right knot, making sure the gear's in good working order, making sure you're tying off to the right anchor point, etc. These road rage incidents, every one of them, you look at them and you say, if they had only done X, Y, Z, everything would be okay. Our emotions are our problem. Our emotions are our responsibility. I can't say to you, you made me upset. You made me sad. You made me do this. You didn't make me do anything. You may have created a situation that I allowed myself to get amped up, ramped up, lose myself in. Those are my choices. Those aren't yours. We have this idea of righteousness. Usually we attach that to religious connotations. I looked the word righteous up today, and it comes from an old English word. I won't try to say it, but you can look it up. And basically that word means right, ethical. Oftentimes, I think we think about what's right based on how we feel. Well, if doing what's right is based on ethics, morals, the law, and me not dying, me not having my children see me killed, me not having to kill somebody or hurt somebody, that's probably the right course of action. And what do I mean about the last part? If I engage with somebody on the road and it begins to climb this ladder of violence, that's how I think about it. It's like a pyramid where the one guy's on one side and we're on the other, and we just keep climbing, and we're going to meet at the top of that pyramid, and now we're going to duke it out. We're going to battle. We're going to duel. At any point, man, I can turn and walk off that pyramid. I don't need to climb it anymore. That's a choice. That's a choice. And I have to live with those choices. You have to live with those choices. Are you the kind of man that you can be goaded into violence because your ego is so small, so weak, that you have to prove that you're a big man and you can fight and shoot somebody? This little girl is gone. Her daughter is going to be raised with no mother. The father is going to have to explain what happened at one point. These situations, if you go look them up, almost all of them, it is this seesaw, this escalation of violence, this climbing of the pyramid, where somebody could have turned around and walked away at any time. And I'm not saying I always do the right thing. But we, the people of this nation, if we wish to carry on, if we wish to continue to have this most sacred right of self-defense, had better attach that responsibility to this concept of right and wrong. Shooting a girl in the street, pregnant or not, is not right by any standard. I don't care what was happening. Turn off. Can you add 30 seconds to your trip by just going around the block and letting the car get away from you? Can you slow down and let the car drive away? Imagine spending the rest of your life, or 10 years or 20 years of it, behind bars because you had to win an argument. How stupid. Every one of us has been involved in an argument and after the fact said, man, I wish I kept my mouth shut. It's pretty hard to take back bullets. To the best of my knowledge, I do not have the power to bring back somebody that I killed, especially errantly. Don't enter into a death struggle that doesn't need to be. On that note, train yourself. Train yourself to be highly capable. In that, two things will happen. One, you'll understand how vulnerable you are. Because if you can do it, somebody else can do it. If you can train yourself to be a warrior, a fighter, a protector, so can he, so can she. Understanding that should give us pause to be able to look around and say, you know what? I have no clue who's capable of causing me damage. Thus, I should not enter into it needlessly. Yeah? 2, run away from trouble. Run away from trouble. One more thing. 3, if you have to fight, not because you played this dance of climbing the pyramid, but if you're forced to, if chance or happenstance brings it to your feet and you have no way out, then do what needs doing so that you go home, because our number one goal is to live a long, full life. Very sorry for this young girl's family. I'm very sorry for her little girl. I hope that she is given all the things she needs in this life and they can find peace. Don't be involved in these things. I suggest you check out companies like CCWSAFE. I'll put a link in the description. Caveat to that, going out and getting this coverage for self-defense should be directly attached to a compass of right and wrong. It should be directly attached. We shouldn't look at it like a safety net. We should look at it as something else to help keep us with our families, but directly connected to doing the right thing. My buddy Super Dave, who we lost a few weeks ago, saying that I think most of us who know him knew him, that he liked to say, pardon me, get a little choked up here, was do the right thing at the right time, every time. All of that's based on knowledge and experience. I don't need to have much knowledge and experience to not needlessly hurt people. Be well. Don't be dickheads. Tell somebody you love them. It's almost the end of August 2025. Our next stop is Michigan. We got a 3-day rifle and pistol class. We call it the Defender Course, and we teach you how to run those guns like a boss. And we connect all of that to discussions like we're having today. Logic, reason, good citizenship, health, wellness, etc. And we have a good time doing it. We shoot the heck out of those guns for 3 days. We'll be up in Clayton, Michigan. After that, we've got the S12 event. Medical training, open hand combatives, health and wellness. We feed you lunch and dinner. And then, of course, we shoot the heck out of our pistols. Z Durham, Paul Sharp, myself, Rob Wilson, our medical professionals will be there, and a bunch of other awesome people and awesome sponsors. Look for information on that. Check out carrytrainer.com. And hey, guys, if you have not, if you dig good coffee, no gimmick coffee, Ignis Lux Coffee is our brand. Bennett and I roast it ourselves. Kanan packages it and ships it out. Delicious, fresh coffee, single source from small growers. Amazing stuff. And we've actually had a really great time building that brand as a family. Check it out, ignislux.com. That stands for firelight. That's Latin for firelight. It denotes the fire that burns in you. Make good choices. Bye now.